I'm William Kramer.
Hello, I'm Helen Hugh. Today we're talking about jeans.
Oh, right. Is that why we're both wearing jeans?
No, not that kind of jeans. Genes spelled G-E-N-E-S. These are the molecules in our body which hold genetic information. So genes tell our bodies how they should grow and develop.
Right, and genes are what parents hand down to their children. We carry genes from one generation to the next.
Now, before we go any further, it's time for our weekly quiz. Were you very good at science at school, William?
Not particularly.
Good. You'll be rubbish at this then. Okay, the question is, how many genes do human beings have? Is it A, between 10,000 and 25,000? Or is it B, between 100,000 and 250,000? Or C, between 1 million and 2.5 million?
Well, I have no idea, so I'm going to go for C, between 1 million and 2.5 million.
Okay, well, the answer will be at the end of the programme. Now, a new scientific study has looked at the genes of lots of animals and found traces of the same viruses that existed a long time ago.
Right, they found traces, so they found signs that something happened or existed. And the traces they found were of viruses, the tiny creatures that spread infectious diseases. So, Helen, they think that these viruses have existed for millions of years then?
Exactly. Let's listen to a clip from BBC correspondent David Shukman. See if you can hear which animals the researchers studied.
Researchers from Oxford, New York and Belgium have investigated the genes of 38 mammals, including humans, mice, elephants and dolphins, and they found that most of them share traces of the same ancient viruses. The workers established that at least one virus infected our common ancestors as long as 100 million years ago.
So, did you hear which animals were mentioned?
The researchers investigated 38 different mammals, including humans, mice, elephants and dolphins.
That's right. And by comparing the genes of the animals, they've concluded that there was at least one virus that infected our ancestors, perhaps 100 million years ago.
Wow, an ancestor is a person or plant that is related to something today but that lived earlier. So what, Helen? What's the significance of that?
Well, for a start, it suggests that these viruses are incredibly good at survival. And as we will hear in our next clip, these diseases have not only survived, but they have also evolved. They have changed and adapted slowly over a long time.
OK, so let's hear the next clip now. See if you can hear the word that David Shukman uses instead of the word viruses.
The scientists found that these microorganisms have adapted to stay within their host cell where they have thrived. So within the double helix of our DNA lies not only a legacy of past infections, but also a miniature ecosystem in which the viruses live on and evolve.
David Shukman used the word microorganisms instead of the word viruses. A microorganism is a very, very small creature.
He said the scientists found that the microorganisms had thrived, meaning they had prospered, they had developed well. The research suggests that our genes actually help viruses to survive and evolve. And some viruses have developed positive outcomes. For example, the protein syncytin evolved from a virus and has helped develop the female placenta.
Right, OK, so these microorganisms can be good things.
Well, they are not exactly good, but they have helped us to evolve.
Sorry, I wasn't being very scientific. Anyway, let's hear the final clip now. And we're going to hear the opinion of the senior researcher on the project. See if you can hear why he thinks his research could be useful in the future.
According to the senior author of the study, Dr. Robert Belshaw of Oxford University, understanding these survivors from the distant past may provide clues to the early detection of cancers or infections.
Robert Belshaw thinks understanding the viruses might help the early detection of cancers or infections. They might help us notice these diseases early on.
OK, time to hear the answer to our quiz. I asked you how many genes human beings have, and you chose C, between 1 million and 2.5 million. Well, the answer is A, 10,000 to 25,000.
Huh.
Okay, I can tell you're not that interested in this. So why don't you do something useful and remind us of today's vocabulary?
Okie doke. Genes. A trace. A virus. An ancestor. To evolve. A microorganism. To thrive. Detection.